how you doing there? Henry Olson here from Super Simple Guitar, and I want to welcome you to this AC/DC guitar lesson. Today we're going to be learning Hell's Bells, another AC/DC tune that I'm going to be teaching you. I'm going to be teaching a bunch of AC/DC tunes, and I'm also going to have an AC/DC playlist here on YouTube, and I'm going to put a link for that up here, all right? Okay, so if you're not on YouTube and you're watching this on Facebook, then you have to watch it on YouTube to be able to click up there, okay? All right, so anyways, let's get into this lesson. I'm going to be sharing all of the parts with you. We're going to be breaking it all down, and I'm going to also be showing you some tricks that you can use to make it a little bit easier to play. This is slightly tricky. There are some hard parts where you kind of have to stretch your hand, so I'm going to be showing you how to kind of simplify some of those things as well, okay? All right, so one more thing. If you want to get my free picture chord book that's going to teach you all the chords you're ever going to need to know and how to master the fretboard, you can get that totally for free by clicking up here. All right, or down there. Let's get into close-up now. Let's do it. All right, so here we are at the opening riff. All right, so that's what we're going to be learning first. So what I'm doing now is my first finger is on the 7th fret, 4th string, and my pinky, I like to use my pinky, is on the 3rd string, 9th fret, okay? You could use your ring finger, but I prefer to use my pinky so that I don't need to stretch. I kind of feel a little stretch there, all right? So do whatever is easier for you, and then we're gonna play it like this. We're gonna go 5, 3, 4, all right? So, sorry about that. Okay, so that's 5, 3, 4, and then I'm gonna release my pinky and play 3 again, okay? So 5, 3, 4, 3, this time without the pinky. And then 4 after that. So 5, 3, 4, 3 without the pinky, 4. Okay, so that's our first little phrase there. And then I'm going to end it with the 5th string bass. And that's going to allow me to move over here to our next shape. All right, so I'm going to let that open A string ring. All right, so, and I'm letting that 5th string ring, and that's buying me time to get here to the 5th fret where my next shape is going to be. All right, and now I'm going to go 3, 4, then again the 5th string, 3, 4, bass. Okay, again the 5th string bass. And then I'm going to start over again. Okay, so all together really slowly. Okay, and I'm ending it with that open A string. And now again, to start over, I'm going to play that open A again. Okay, so it starts and ends with the open A. So you're going to play it 2 times in a row. All right, so that. Everything repeats the second time, except now, instead of going over here to the 7th fret, holding down the 3rd and the 4th string, I'm going to put my pinky on the 3rd string and do 3. So, and now you can see I ended it over there with the 3rd string with my pinky on that 3rd string, 7th fret. So one more time. Okay. And then what's going to happen is we're going to move into our next shape, all right? So that's kind of the main little thing that you're going to have to play with and master before you can kind of move on to the next chords, right? And once you've got this part down that I just taught you, you're really going to be able to play the rest of the song pretty easily, all right? So the hardest part is kind of behind you, all right? The hard part about this little part here, the intro and this kind of main little hypnotic riff, is with the pick hitting the right strings at the right time and being precise, right? So it's really something you're gonna have to sit down and practice. So don't be discouraged if you miss the notes at first or it's kind of sloppy, right? It took me a couple of days of practicing this to be able to play it really nice and clean, okay? So don't be discouraged if you can't get this right away, all right? So that happens. And then on the second time around, as I said, we ended off with our pinky, and then we move into this next little shape here. So what this is a C power chord, okay? And I'm gonna play that, and then I'm gonna stretch my first finger over here to the second fret, leaving my pinky here where it is, okay? So if you don't know that C power chord, again, you can find all of that in the picture chord book. That's totally for free. And of course, I'm gonna show you now too. So I'm just holding the 5th string, 3rd fret, and the 4th string, 5th fret, okay? Just a standard power chord. And then I'm going over here with my second finger, with my first finger to the 2nd fret, okay? And then we're gonna end it off with an open A, okay? So, trying to let that, what I did there is I ended off, I played the open A, and I'm also holding the 4th string 2nd fret down, okay, giving me an A power chord. And then what I'm going to try to do is let that open A string ring out, which is going to allow me to get back to this shape, okay? So it's a little bit tricky to have this note ring and get back here at the same time and have it be a smooth transition, right? So that's really your main challenge with this tune. So let me play the whole thing for you now once, just so you can get a really good feeling for exactly how it all fits together and how it sounds. And then we're gonna move into the next part, okay? So, letting that open A string ring. See that? And that's buying me time to start over. Okay? And then, the second time around, after I did that a couple of times, I'm going to play a G power chord, D, and then I'm going to end it off by going, okay? So, and when I say G power chord, or kind of G rock guitar AC/DC chord, what I mean is I'm playing a G, but my first finger is not pushing down on the strings, right? And that's just making it sound a little bit more compact. Okay, so all together. Going into the G, D, okay, and that's gonna lead us into our next little part of the tune, okay? So let me move into the next part now and show you how that works. All right, I'll see you there. All right, so now we left off here, and now what's gonna happen is we're gonna start off with that same shape that we already learned at the beginning. It's just we're going to be playing those notes together. So I'm going to be playing the 4th string and the 3rd string together. Like a kind of mini power chord, right? A higher up power chord shape. So I'm going to play that, those 2 strings, the 3rd and the 4th string, lift off my pinky, and then put it back. Okay, so that's, all right. Then I'm going into my next shape. Now what I'm doing now is I'm holding down the 3rd and the 4th string on the 7th fret, and I'm barring down on those same strings on the 5th fret. And if you're able to, you could do a little vibrato there. So it's a little bit tricky, but you can try. All right, so that's, okay. And then we're going to to do that same little shape that we already did. It's just now we're going to play the open A string, and then we're going to do it. All right, and now what I want to point out, which is what I kind of forgot to say, is if this is too hard, holding this finger down and doing that stretch, you could only play the 5th string. Okay, so you could go. All right, without doing that big power chord. Okay, so if the power chord is too hard for you, just play that A string. All right, so all together. And then, again, I'm letting that open A string ring to get back to this shape. We're doing that about 4 times. Listen to the song to really get a good feeling for how long you're going to stay where, right? And then, after that, what happens is we're going into a D major chord. D, 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 D. C power chord to a D. Oh, sorry, to a G. So C, G, and again, I'm doing that G without my first finger holding down on the 5th string. Okay, so I'm touching it, muting it out. Okay, so that's D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, G, and then after I did that twice, I'm going to an E power chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, A, and when I say A, it's your electric guitar A. So you're not holding A like this. You're using your first finger to bar down on the 2nd and 3rd string, on the 3rd and 4th string, sorry. Okay, and playing the open A string. Okay, so that whole sequence 2 times on D, right? So D, C, G, D, C, G, and then the E power chord, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, A. That happens again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now instead of going to D, A, we're just going to a G. Okay, so you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. D, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then that leads you back into the riff, okay? So let me play that whole part for you just so you can get a feeling for how all this fits together, okay? All right, so D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, C, G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, G, E power chord. You could play the open 6th string here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, D, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, G, G. Then back into the riff. Okay, right, so you're gonna play that whole riff a couple of times, and then when you finish it off, so you're gonna go. You're gonna play G, D, A power chord, and just let that ring out, okay? And now it's solo time, so he does a little lick there. And what the rhythm guitar is doing is I'm playing again that A power chord, right? That electric guitar A. So the 3rd, the 4th string, I'm barring down on, I'm playing the open A. Okay, so I'm playing it once, I'm releasing my first finger, playing the 3rd and 4th string, and then I'm putting it back on. So that's... Then I'm going to C power chord. Oh, sorry, C power chord, D power chord, D major, sorry. You could do a power chord as well. So C, D, And instead of going to D, again, you could do, take the same shape here and push it up, right? That's also a D. All right, so that happens a couple of times. And then after that, they go into that pre-chorus thing again. So they go back into the D, 4, 5, 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? That's that part that we already learned. Okay? I hope this is making sense. Then it goes back into the riff. Right? Everything stays the same, except now, instead of going from G to D, they're going to be playing C, D, right? And power chord C to D. Okay? So, power chord to D before we're going from G to D, right? That's the only difference, okay? So then when you want to get out of the song, what happens at the end is that little part that we already learned. So that, what was happening during the solo. And then to really end it, it goes to D, and then they just end it by going, all right? Okay, so I hope all of this makes sense. I hope that you can kind of listen to the song and piece all these parts together, okay? And what I'm also gonna do for you is I'm gonna play along to the original, okay? And so that way you're gonna see exactly where my hands are going in what part of the tune, right? So that'll make it even more clear for you. So if you want to watch me playing along with the original, I'm going to put a link for that either above or under this video, depending on where you're watching, and then you're going to be able to see exactly how all this fits together, okay? All right, if you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you haven't yet, subscribe on YouTube. That really helps me out. And of course, check out my free picture chord book. It's free, right? And you're gonna learn a lot from it. All right, my name's Henry Olson. Thank you so much. I will see you very soon. Take it easy. Bye-bye.